Okay, we are here with a very spiritual guest, and this is Rabbi JiLL. And Rabbi JiLL, tell me, you have had a very interesting experience where you are being a rabbi. Is this right?
It's the greatest place there is.
And
It's really fun.
And what is this place?
I'm the rabbi and cantor of the Actors Temple on West 47th Street between 8th and 9th Avenues.
And how long have you been there? That's like in the heart of Broadway.
Right.
Yes.
The heart of the
It really is.
Times Square. I mean, so have you learned like more and more like who was Jewish by being there? Like ordinarily, not that you just wouldn't think, because you're not just thinking to put a religion on an actor, but like they all pass through there, or many have.
So many, not only Jews, but many people of every religion.
Oh, that's
Frank
great.
Sinatra used to come and
I was
sing
wondering.
at funerals.
Beautiful.
Because his friends, when his friends passed away.
Like Sammy Davis.
I never heard that he was part of the synagogue, but Edward G. Robinson was a
And
member.
when did you get there? Like
8 years ago.
Okay, so you didn't really see all the old timers.
No, I didn't.
Did Barbara Streisand go?
I heard that she did a benefit. They used to have benefits held at the Majestic Theater in years past. The first rabbi they hired in the 20s went to Broadway. Hell's Kitchen has always been depressed
Right.
economically.
Right.
And he needed to raise money for the synagogue. So he went to Broadway to try to make friends with the performers there. And there's this wonderful story that he kept trying to go backstage to see Sophie Tucker, and she wouldn't see him. And finally, he got in to see her, and she said, I really don't want to talk to you. Please go away. And he said, Sophia, who will say Kaddish for your Yiddish mama? Because that was her big number. Her big number was
man from a rabbi.
Yiddish mama.
Wow.
So he said, who's going to say Kaddish for your mama? And
Wow.
he got her to come to services. He made friends with Red Buttons.
Wow.
And once the door was open, they brought all their friends.
That's when it all. So did they change the name to the Actors Temple after that?
Yes, yes.
So it was just a regular temple before that.
Absolutely. Legally, it's Congregation Ezrat Israel.
Ah.
But everybody
and
knows
how old
it.
is it?
It was founded in 1917.
Okay.
The building is an historic landmark from
Thank
1923.
Wow.
It's
good.
very cool. Jack Benny's plaque is there.
Right.
Sophie Tucker has a stained glass window.
And the Three Stooges went there.
Yes. Probably all three of them, but then one of the Stooges dropped out, one of the brothers. And an Italian fellow took his place.
Oh, well, Frank Sinatra.
I don't think so. That wasn't quite his style.
No, but you know, the Italians and the Jews are pretty similar.
Oh, yes.
That was
Exactly.
We're very tight.
Shep took his place.
Oh.
His Curly dropped out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the
I'm
Howard
not a big
brothers.
fan of the Stooges.
The Three Stooges was the only thing my mother wouldn't let us watch on television.
Yeah, it was very
She
violent.
didn't let us. I mean, it's funny because she took us to like 5 Easy Pieces when I was like 8. But we couldn't watch the
An
Three
interesting
Stooges.
choice.
I know. I always remember that movie. That
Jack
was like
Nicholson.
that was my first
Great movie.
hold the bread. I know. Wow. But that's so 8 years. Like, are you the first female rabbi in that congregation?
Definitely.
Now, when you were turning into a rabbi, was it still pretty new for a woman to be a rabbi, or?
I've only been a rabbi about 10 years, but I've been in religion for about 30 years.
What, as a cantor?
As a cantor.
So were women always allowed to be cantors?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
In the 70s, when I was trying to get a job for the Holy Days, I wrote letters and sent my resume around. And one rabbi in Colorado wrote me back and said, I'd love to hire you. My congregation will never accept you.
Right, yeah.
So I understood.
So it's moved a lot.
I wasn't going to go there and create a riot on Yom Kippur. You know?
Colorado, didn't they legalized other things before everybody else, but I guess not.
But not women.
Yeah.
I know.
Wow. So when did it start becoming more and more? Because now it's pretty acceptable.
It really is. I think.
What was rabbinical school like? How many women were in the classroom?
I went to a very small program, mostly private and independent study.
Okay.
It's called Rabbinical Seminary International. Now I'm on the board.
Oh.
It's a wonderful place.
Wow.
But it's a non-academic program. It's not like Hebrew Union College, Jewish Theological, where you have to go for 5 years and be in Israel for a year.
Oh, so
I had kids, so
right.
I couldn't do that.
So now it's an easier program. You can do it online.
I don't think it's quite online. No, I don't think it's quite that loosey-goosey.
Do you speak Hebrew?
I read my biblical Hebrew. My reading of it is pretty good.
Right.
I don't claim to.
So you can read from the Torah, so you don't need the vowels. Isn't that the difference?
I'm not a fluent modern Hebrew speaker.
Right.
You've been to Israel, yeah?
I have. But
did you ride a camel?
I rode a camel at the Bronx Zoo.
Are you serious?
So did I
did.
Yeah.
With my kids.
Wow. So where are you from?
New Jersey and
Okay.
Maryland.
Oh, all right. Wow. So when did you move here?
After college.
And then what did you study in college? Obviously, or something else.
Environmental and evolutionary biology.
Huh. Wow.
And I worked in that field for about 5 years.
So
here in town.
what enlightened you? What happened that you?
Well, I left biology. I left environmental science to become a singer and a performer. I'm a classical singer.
Okay.
So, and I actually have 2 CDs. I'm working on a 3rd CD.
Good for you. Are they?
They're German lieder, and then the last one, 2 German lieder in my own translations, and then 1 contemporary classical music.
Wow. So do you sing in different languages?
I sing in everything.
Really?
I don't speak anything terribly well, but I sing in every
So it's
language.
phonetics.
Yeah.
But you understand the translation. So,
I do.
like, can you sing one of the songs, like a chorus or something? Do they have choruses?
Sure.
Classical music.
Well, what could I sing?
I like the chorus, you know? The hook.
What gentle breezes wake on you. They rustle and blow all day and all night through. Creation never ending. It's easier standing
Wow,
up.
I feel like I'm in Lincoln Center.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Did you ever want to do opera?
I did some opera.
Yeah, it seems like
Little
it.
bit.
I could just see you on that stage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Wow. Wow. So do you ever sing low?
Well, I'm a high soprano.
Yeah. Do your kids sing high too? Do they sing?
They stay away from singing.
They do.
One was a tuba player in high school.
Oh, that's good. That's cool.
That's
Wow.
low notes.
Yeah. Wow. So back to the temple. Now, do many people come now, like actors? Do they come through there?
We have a lot of creative people. We have some actors. Some of them are working actors.
Right.
I've gone to see films that they're in and shows. Nobody very, very famous at this point.
Right. Stories that come out of there.
There are marvelous stories, and there's great energy. If you walk into this place, you just feel the energy of all the people who were there.
Now, you had sent me a letter. You want to tell me about that letter about cigarettes?
Yes. There was an Actors Temple cigarette fund during the Second World War. People didn't know that smoking caused cancer at that point.
Right.
And they wanted to support the troops.
It's hilarious.
So they got all these famous people to be on the cigarette committee to send cigarettes over to the troops.
And a carton of cigarettes was 50 cents.
Yeah.
What?
Amazing.
50 cents for a carton of cigarettes.
Yeah. So Henny Youngman was on it, and I can't remember exactly, Al Jolson and
Jack Benny.
Jack Benny was on it, and
because every old movie you see they're smoking cigarettes like
Right.
chain smoke, like they never don't have a cigarette.
Eddie Cantor, Milton Berle,
Now, yeah, they all, gosh.
they were on this committee.
Wow, it's pretty amazing. Wow. So it is National Strawberry and Cream Day. Will you have a strawberry with cream?
As a former environmental biologist, I try to stay away from regular strawberries and only eat organic strawberries.
Oh, all right. That's totally cool, and I totally appreciate
Can
that.
I tell you one story before we go, though?
No, I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
But you tell me yours first, but then
Okay.
remind me about organic.
The synagogue was Orthodox, and there was a couple who owned one of the big hotels in Miami Beach. And the women had to sit upstairs, and the men sat downstairs. And during one High Holy Day service, the wife of this couple decided she gave enough money to the Actors Temple so that she could sit wherever she wanted.
Oh, but it was Orthodox?
It was
then?
Orthodox.
So the women and the men were split.
That's right. She had to sit upstairs. So she got up in the middle of the service, marched herself downstairs,
Good for her.
and sat with the men.
All right.
Well, Sophie Tucker was up there in the balcony, too. She saw her. She realized what she was doing. Sophie Tucker got up,
All right.
marched herself downstairs,
Yeah.
sat right next to her. And the rabbi was smart enough not to say a word because he would lose all that money.
Yeah, well.
So, yeah.
But now,
So from that moment on, it was a conservative synagogue.
oh, so it switched that day.
It switched that moment.
That is so cool. Then now you could be a rabbi there because you wouldn't have been allowed on that.
That's right. And now we're post-denominational. We're just Jewish. We accept everyone, no matter what their religion. We're very welcoming.
Have you done gay marriages?
Oh, sure.
Oh, good for you.
In fact, we were also a theater. So one of our very first show was The Big Voice. And it was about a gay relationship. And we had a night after, I think it was the first year of its run, on Valentine's Day, and we had an event where we did a commitment ceremony for about, 6 or 8 different couples.
Wow.
We had a wedding cake for them. That was before gays could be legally married in New York State. And the first day that marriage was legal in New York State, I went down to CBST to their Rainbow Club outside the clerk's office and participated in some of those marriages.
Oh, that's lovely.
That very first day. It was great.
So, I just want to get back to you and your organic, only because I'm so curious about all this genetically made. Do you think everything is genetically made, or do you think that things are just not good?
I don't think that there's a lot of genetically altered food in our food supply yet.
Oh, really? You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You don't think that we're being fooled into all this kind of stuff? Now, the reason I ask about organic, and are you kosher?
I am kind of I'm absolutely biblical kosher. I don't eat pork or shellfish. I grew up eating everything.
Okay.
And then when I became a rabbi, I said to myself,
So did you make your kids do it? Or are they allowed to choose?
They're allowed to choose.
Okay. The only reason is my grandfather, who I mentioned once today already. It's interesting. He must be with us today.
He's in the room.
Yeah, he's here today. My grandfather was a kid in Brooklyn, and my grandmother was kosher.
I knew you were Jewish.
And he, though, would always say, he did not believe kosher at all.
Uh-huh.
And he would order shrimp parmesan wherever he could get it. All right? I love him. But the reason being was when he was a kid in Brooklyn, he worked for a butcher. And he said there were two butchers next to each other. One was a kosher butcher and one was a regular butcher, and they shared the freezer. And if you walked in that door, you'd pay more money. And if you walked in, and he always would say to me, "Don't believe it." And my grandmother would say, "Shut up, Louie," you know, like it's not true. And it just has been ingrained in my mind. And I always think organic is like that too. Like if you don't grow it yourself on some farm, how do you know?
Well, you can only do the best you can do.
I know. It's just I feel we're all screwed.
And
I know, and you just have to do it. Yeah.
But you know, the big agribusinesses are going into organic, and that is.
But it's a price tag.
But it's a huge thing to take care of our bodies and to take care of the earth.
Yes.
The best we can. So we can vote every time we go to the store. We can vote with our dollars. And we can do something that's better for us and for the earth.
I agree, but I'm just saying I just don't know if what we're buying is what they're telling us. That's what I mean.
Well,
Do you have to distrust it? I want to believe it.
I think mostly we get
what you're
we're supposed to get.
I hope so. And you don't think the soil's all doomed and the rain is all doomed and all that?
Well, if we keep putting poisons into it, we will be.
Yeah.
But if we can, little by little, purify it, you know, the earth is a self-purifier.
It's like a liver?
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
That's like the best. I just made the best quote. If the earth is the liver, then we're all beer.
Yeah.
Each and every one of us.
And the eternal source of life made the earth a self-cleansing.
Right.
I
mean, I do think we're going in a good direction with health.
Yeah.
But, you know, I believe, what do I always say? I believe everything and nothing. Everybody tells me. Exactly. I mean, you know? What do you think of that, Rabbi? Say a prayer for the world. Can you do that?
Oh, definitely.
Let's do it.
The world needs a detox.
There's a good quotation from Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, who said, let's see if I can paraphrase this. There are cynics who don't believe anything, not even the truth. Better to believe everything than to be a cynic and not to believe anything, even the truth.
Well, it's also like to be an optimist. I always say I'm an optimist or I live in total delusion because I always do think that we're all going to win in the end.
Yeah, it's like the quotation, there's either art or death. You know, there's either optimism or we commit suicide.
Well,
right?
we can feel like that every day.
Well, we can feel like that someday.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. That's nice, though. So when do you do your next service? What's the next Jewish holiday?
The next Jewish holiday is Shabbat, Friday night,
and
that's Saturday morning, but then Shavuot, the most famous unknown Jewish holiday is Shavuot.
Oh, and when is that? Is that the spring
beginning
one?
of June, yeah.
Oh,
What is that about?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
What does that mean? What is that?
Shavuot is the Feast of Weeks, and it's an agricultural holiday. It's the wheat harvest.
Ooh.
But since
so it's not good for gluten-free.
That's right. But you eat dairy food, and the rabbis changed it over to say we should celebrate the giving of the Ten Commandments on Shavuot instead of having a pure agricultural holiday.
I have a problem with a couple of those commandments. I know, I love them, but, you know, they were written a really long time ago.
Well,
Sound like Bill Maher now.
yeah.
It's like, I hate those 10 commandments. It's like, oh yeah, thou should not commit adultery should go away. Like, really?
They're inherent in the structure of creation. God's name in Hebrew means being or existence. So everything is part of God, and we're part of each other. We're all brothers and sisters for each other. So that means that God, us, the Torah, the Ten Commandments, we're all the same God, divine stuff.
Now, doesn't every religion say that?
Every religion says that slightly differently. It's like pistachio or chocolate or vanilla, you know?
But isn't the essence of all religion the same?
Definitely.
I think Satanism would be chocolate.
Definitely.
I think Satanism would be chocolate.
So going against the Ten Commandments,
Yes,
but transgressing the Ten Commandments
you can't.
is like going against the structure of the way we're built and the universe is made. So it causes our lives to break down. It's not that we are commanded, you must do this. It's, here's the way reality is. And if we choose to go against that, reality will go against us.
So like karma?
Very much the same. Only Jewish karma is earlier.
What do you mean?
Well, it was an earlier teaching than karma.
Oh, because Jesus was a Jew.
Right. Well, Buddha came later.
Right.
The Torah came very early, 3,000 to 3,500 years ago.
Wow.
It's very old.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's an interesting concept, organized religion, though. It creates a lot of good and chaos in this world, don't you think?
I do, but my esteemed, beloved teacher who died a few years ago at 98, Rabbi Gelberman, said, you get a real Christian, a real Muslim, a real Jew, a real Buddhist, and a real Hindu together, they're going to love each other.
Of course.
It's the
That's
fakers.
The whole point.
The fakers that cause the trouble.
That's exactly the point. Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. Coexist.
Yes.
Exactly. I know. Would you like
Acceptance.
to push a button? And
Oh.
what's the website for the temple?
theactorstemple.org.
Okay.
We're going to change our website. It's not so great, but it's the Actors Temple is a fantastic place.
I want to come visit. I'm going to come visit.
Please do.
I'm going to. I'm coming.
Great.
I want to see it. The building is so cute.
It's the most amazing, accepting, warm place.
We'll bring a crew, man.
Well, what I want to do, and what I try to do, is to be the best of religion without any of the worst.
Good for you. Push a button. Let's see what they say. Oh, that's like a Jewish wedding.
That's right.
Okay, good. I just did 3 of those this weekend.
That's on that glass. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can I give you a hug and a kiss? I hug her and kiss everyone.
Thank you.
Aww.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. RaBBi.